and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk with Saieed Ali. I'm your host, Saieed. We do want to thank you for joining us tonight, viewers. It's Friday in Trinidad and Tobago. The weekend have started. So, just to remind you, the citizens of our country, if you are drinking and you are driving, please do not do that. You might kill an innocent person on the roads of Trinidad and Tobago. So please, if you're drinking, designate a driver. Please do that. Because the penalty now, it is very serious. Very, very serious, viewers. Too much accident on the road with drinking and driving. So please, you go with your partner, designate a coaxman or a waterman. Please, for your safety, your wife and children's safety, please do that. It's Friday night. I know how it is in Trinidad. So, as we start off our program, viewers, we want to congratulate PCA. How many of you know what that stands for? PCA, the Police Complaint Authority in Trinidad and Tobago. Tonight, Real Talk with Saieed, or Real Talk Group of Company, together with Real Talk Security, we want to congratulate tonight Mr. David West for the reappointment in the Police Complaint Authority for the 3rd consecutive term. You know what that means? 3 consecutive terms, which means you're doing what you're supposed to do. And I love that about him. Acting President of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, Nigel De Freitas, has confirmed West's appointment for the maximum term of 5 years, effective December 13th. The PCA added that they looked forward to West's continuing leadership and look forward to the dedication, the expertise, and the visions he brings to the position of director. Now, Trinidad and Tobago, the Police Complaint Authority, take action against police officers when citizens of Trinidad and Tobago voice their concern or go to the Police Complaint Authority to file a complaint about a police officer. David West is the guy who handles that. And we at Real Talk, I personally, Saieed Ali, want to congratulate him on his 3rd consecutive term. Job well done, my friend. Well done. So viewers, before we go further, you know we have some equipment for sale, but we ain't going to show it right now. I just want to remind you, we have some equipment for sale, a wrecker, it's a sliding bed wrecker, and a crane truck in one, two jobs in one. We also have an excavator for sale. So, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley did not announce an election date as anticipated by the opposition, but he did reveal there will be CARICOM observers to monitor the election whether it is called, whenever it is called. In the lead up to a debate, the opposition leader speculated that following the acceptance of the report, the election date would be called. Responding to her in Parliament, Rowley said he has already given the instruction to the Secretary of CARICOM that the government of Trinidad and Tobago is asking CARICOM to send a delegation whenever the election takes place in Trinidad and Tobago. Listen to this.
And as a matter of fact, to comfort her on the way home, because I know at this hour, she's not normally up at this hour. But, Madam Speaker, at the moment, I'm waiting. I am waiting. I have already given the instruction. The draft is prepared. Any minute now can come in front of me. I have already indicated to the Secretariat at CARICOM that the government of Trinidad and Tobago is asking CARICOM to send a delegation whenever the election takes place in Trinidad and Tobago. We expect a CARICOM delegation. I would sign it. It is due to come to me anytime now.
The last 9 years when they had the general election, why didn't Dr. Rowley ask, or the last 5 years, why didn't Dr. Rowley ask the CARICOM secretary for a delegation of observers in Trinidad and Tobago with the last election when Trinidad and Tobago and the opposition was asking for it? This questions your intellect now. Is he going to continue as the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago or the leader of the PNM in the next general election? This is what you have to ask yourself. Now, he then went on to question why the UNC was obsessed with the election date, given its recent track record at the polls. That has to be some kind of fetish, Prime Minister added. Listen to this.
Because I don't know why they're so previous and hurry. Election. My colleague has called for election 9 times and lost all 9 times. That is always calling for election. Madam Speaker, what do you call a person who likes licks? Is it sadomasochism?
Yes.
Calling for election, and as fast as you call it, you get beaten, you go off, you quarrel yourself, you lick your wounds, and you call for it again. That has to, Madam Speaker, that has to be some kind of fetish. So we are going to have CARICOM.
Trinidad and Tobago, I will tell you this. Any one individual that is holding on to power in Trinidad and Tobago will not let it go until that time reach for them to walk out. Trust me, they wouldn't. Rowley also told the House he received a recommendation for observers from Passad Bisasa underlinings. The PNM said he was certain CARICOM would send a delegation because his government has done nothing to hide.
We are going to have CARICOM. I did receive from the member or some one of her underlings a list of all kind of Tom, Dick and Harry from Ohio and Timbuktu. I'm not inviting them here. I don't know who they are. But I'm certainly going to have ask CARICOM, and I trust that CARICOM will find it necessary to send us a delegation to observe our election, because we have nothing to hide, Madam Speaker. Nothing to hide. And I would like the members of the opposition, it goes back to the DLP days, to stop fooling people about the way we get our seats organized.
Did he just say stop fooling people? Trinidad and Tobago, did he just say that? Listen to this little piece of bacchanal in his constituency. Yeah? Meanwhile, the possibility of the PM not contesting his Diego Martin West seat again sent shockwaves through the PNM, but not above the possibility of Dr. Avery Brown contesting the Diego Martin West seat. Instead, Rowley did not respond to question about the story, and in particularly if he would contest his seat again. Now, Trinidad and Tobago, this have sent shocking waves to the Diego Martin West. 1 minute you're saying you're contesting, 1 minute you're saying you're not contesting, 1 minute Avery Brown said, well, no, this is not true, I am not going up. And imagine the people in his constituency doesn't even know if it's Avery Brown or Dr. Keith Rowley. Imagine their own constituency is having problems with their leadership in their community. Imagine that, eh? Imagine that. That is so sad. That is so sad. It's like, Kamala, are you gonna back for election in the next year, 2025? Well, and you stop right there. So the whole of Trinidad and Tobago now wondering what is yes or no? And that's it right there. So Diego Martin West, sorry for all, but nevertheless, that's the reality you're facing. Moving along. Political climate is heating up after the United National Congress began efforts to forge alliance with smaller political parties and prominent trade union to take on the ruling party, People's National Movement, in the next general election. Why is this Trinidad and Tobago? Why is this? Is your party not firm enough to know that you could contest the ruling party? Are you having second doubts in your party? And most of all, are you having second doubts about the members that would represent constituency as MPs in your party? Why? The party includes the Progressive Empowerment Party, that is the PEP, led by Philip Edward Alexander. The Movement for National Development, as MND, headed by former Attorney General Gavin Nicholas, and the Congress of the People, which is COP. The labor groups are the Oilfield Workers Trade Union, OWTU, the President, the Public Service Association, which is the PSA, Transport and Industrial Workers Union, that is TIWI, among others. Why is all these people now wants to join UNC? Or why is this Kamala that is seeking to migrate with all these people? Or to forge all these people under one head? Are you having second doubts about the MPs in your party? If you are having second doubts, step aside. Because Trinidad and Tobago is watching you. Trinidad and Tobago are watching you as a leader. And like myself, I am going to ask, from the time I see a leader I want to merge with other group, I will ask myself, especially in a political arena, when there is the UNC and there is the PNM, the two strongest parties presently in Trinidad and Tobago. General election is like this. Is it that the UNC win or the PNM win? And that's it. That is it right there. Why do you want to forge alliance with other parties when we hardly hear about them? Is it that you are having second, third, and fourth guess about the people in your party? It leaves Trinidad and Tobago to wonder. Prasad Bisasa also highlighted the strength of the new coalition, insisting that it will be even better than the 2010 People's Partnership. Kamala.
We have more time to have further discussions to ensure that we put this coalition together. I'm represented as a coalition of interests, and we have many interests here, the trade union movement, other political parties, and so we can bring all these together. We'll have better than in 2010. That we are all very interested in getting rid of this government, wrecking our country. Everyone is suffering, and therefore we want to have a coalition of interests to see if we can work together for the better interests of all the citizens of our country. Persons here with me and others have expressed an interest to work together, and that's what the purpose of this meeting is about, because we're embarking into further screening, and I would really like to hear from my colleagues, their views as we go forward. So to meet, I think it's very important. Our country is very diversified. The demographics in every regard, we have a unique country, and therefore if we could come together for that coalition of interests, those are the words I'm using, we retain our identities, but we work together for the benefit of the citizens.
Trinidad and Tobago, 3 political parties and 5 trade unions. All these people have to come together to go against the ruling party presently, which is Trinidad and Tobago. Now, Trinidad and Tobago, let me ask you this. Why it is that 3 political parties and 5 trade unions have to join UNC to beat the PNM? Why? Now, this is a common sense question, eh? This is not no highly technical, intellectual, educated question. This is a common sense question. Why does 3 political parties and 5 trade unions have to join together to beat the PNM? You want to know why? It is because of the strength of the PNM. The party is firm. The party is grounded. The party is going forward with one agenda. With one agenda. 41 MPs come together with one agenda to control Trinidad and Tobago. to govern Trinidad and Tobago, to rule Trinidad and Tobago, to be the leaders of Trinidad and Tobago. They are grounded. They have one political leader, which is Dr. Keith Rowley. One individual that heads the party. And imagine, three political parties and a set of trade unionists have to join up with the opposition to vote out this party. Let me tell you something, Trinidad and Tobago. This is where common sense comes in now. Who put the PNM there? Who put the PNM there? The citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. Who can remove the PNM? The citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. Common sense. Common sense. If the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago put the PNM to govern Trinidad and Tobago, only the citizens of this country can remove the PNM. And when you look at, now I'm not about talking no party here, but I want to look at some facts here. When you see three political parties joining up with one party, when you see trade unions joining up with one party, what does that tell you? That tells you the strength of the other party that they are going against. It tells you that this party that they are going against is unity. It's grounded people. It's people with a vision. It's people who would rule. Message to the trade unionists and the leaders of the trade union. You don't need to join a political party. You don't need to join a political party for change in Trinidad and Tobago. You are the head of union people. The head. Example, Keith Rowley is the Prime Minister for Trinidad and Tobago. He is the head of the PNM government. If Keith Rowley tells his MPs to sit down in that chair and don't move, you think one of them MP going and move? 2386716. I want to hear your answer. Do you think any one of them going and move? No. If you move, you get fired. If you move, resign and go home. I tell you to sit there and sit there. I know why I'm putting you there. Now, on the flip side of this, the union leaders in Trinidad and Tobago, you all have hundreds of thousands of laborers following you. Following you. Expect you to guide them. Expect you, the head, to stand up for hundreds of thousands of workers. And I keep saying, if the head of the union leaders, not political party, if the heads of, okay, there's 5 trade union heads, if the 5 trade union heads come together, forget political party. Forget political party. Political party is 41 MPs or members of parliament. Forget them. Put them in a corner and leave them there. They can't do nothing for you. Listen to this. If the 5 trade unionists, the 5 leaders come together and sit on a table, just 5 of them, and they come together, you know what? The increase that the SRC gave the ruling party or members of parliament and high officials in Trinidad and Tobago, it is wrong. It is going against you telling us take 4% or go home with nothing, but you and your MPs grabbing a lump sum of increase per month. If those 5 heads of the trade union come together and tell their people that we are going to keep our protests in Trinidad and Tobago for 1 week for the SRC to rethink what they're doing, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. You see those hundreds of thousands of people will come together in the Queen's Park Savannah and protest for days until the SRC realize that the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago are ready to shut down the country for them to pull back that recommendation that they sent. And trust me, it will happen. It could happen. When the citizens of Haiti reacted, they nearly burned down Haiti. The president in Haiti had to flee the country. Imagine that. When France raised their gas by, I believe, about 5 cents or 10 cents, they nearly burned down France. They had to drop back the price. Who caused that? The heads, the citizens, the people. In the United States, 14 ports were shut down in one day. Negotiation. Let me tell you something. In 2 tours, they opened back the port. They met the cries of the people and they opened back the port. We port workers stand up for their rights. And a judge tell them to stop protesting and go back to work. Where are the rights of the citizens of the workers there? Where are those rights? Where are the union leaders? Where are the union leaders that will come out and tell the judge, hey, you made the wrong call? Where are the leaders today? You know what the leaders is? They put their tail between their leg and they run in the corner and they sit down. I should have been one of them union leaders. I see something. Did I see something? That judge would have to retract that statement. Trust what I'm telling you. Because you can't come and tell me my workers protesting for better salary, better working condition, better hours, and you telling me now to tell, you make a judgment that my workers had to stop protesting and go back to work. So if one of them lost their foot, the judge pay him? Or somebody say something. Every single cabinet member got an increase according to the SRC. What the port workers got? What the port workers got? They had to stop protesting for their rights and go back to work. But we have trade union leaders in Trinidad and Tobago. And what we have leading? Grasshoppers we have leading. That's what we have. Imagine the trade unionists wants to join coalition with the UNC to beat the PNM. But every one of them failed to realize it's the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago that voted the PNM. These citizens of Trinidad and Tobago voted the PNM. Who put them there? The trade union leader? Who put them there? Kamla? This is why I just had to laugh sometime. Trinidad and Tobago. There was so much of amendment and legislation brought forward in the House. Ask yourself, how much members from the opposition stood up to oppose the ruling party? How much from the opposition stood up against the chair? How much? When Trinidad and Tobago was seeking answers and depended on the opposition, what they did? Did they oppose the chair? To tell the chair, Madam Speaker, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, I represent them, would like to have answers for X, Y, and Z question. Anybody did that? Anybody did that? This is why they can't like me. This is why they can't like me. One voice, Saieed Ali, will send shivers. One voice. one voice, one little black man in Trinidad and Tobago, Saieed Ali, will come here not to make you a dunce, you know. Not to make you a stupid, you know. Not to let you continue being dotish and dokedam, as the long time people would say, you are no nothing, you know. No, my friends. I come in here night after night to educate you on what is taking place in your country. Night after night. Anybody, hey, is there any program in Trinidad and Tobago, television or cable, to educate you like Saieed? Imagine I telling you, property tax is not a legal thing in Trinidad and Tobago. They're waiting for 50% threshold in order to implement it to you, the citizen of Trinidad and Tobago. But you know all they're doing? All they're running to make up the 50% threshold so it could be implemented. And when it's implemented now, you can't say you're backing away from paying. You can't. Because come March, Revenue Authority will be coming on stream. And when that come on stream, and you miss 3 months of payment, you lost your TV, you can't see Saieed again. Because somebody coming from the board, hey, you ain't pay we. So we gotta take your TV, we gotta take your fridge. Imagine when they come home from work, the first place you go is on a couch. You go in the ground and sit down. And when that happened now, is it the furniture store you went by? Them gonna put you in court now because you failed to pay. And they're coming back for the stuff. Hey, watch me now. Look, end up in real back canal, you know. Trust what I'm telling all you. So viewers, we are going for a short commercial break, but when we come back, wait. Before we go for this break, we're on slot one. Ansel Roger justifies his union collaboration with the UNC, citing widespread public sufferation as a pressing concerns. Boy, me even feel it to take a break. Run number 2 there.
Everywhere you go, people are suffering. And the trade union movement, indeed the union that I lead, cannot ignore that call. And whatever it takes, and in this case, we feel that the only viable solution is for all of us to come together and partner in the interests of Trinidad and Tobago.
Get it right, Anna? Trinidad and Tobago, the man is saying, citing widespread suffering as a pressing concern. So as a pressing concern, you being the leader of hundreds of thousands of workers, you choose to join UNC. Like UNC could do something. For the last 9 years, them had do nothing. You had hundreds of thousands of them. Oh, wait now. Let me just correct this. And plenty of your people that work. The people that you represent. And they vote in the last general election. Asking a question. Didn't they vote in the last general election? And who came on top? Who came on the winning party? The PNM. So who put them there? Who put them there? The UNC didn't put them there. Roger. Ansel Roger. The people put PNM there. And the people caused UNC to lose. So the move you make, I will tell you on national television, you should rethink and think before you make your step. But wait now, these same people I representing as the labor force of Trinidad and Tobago. And some of them voted UNC and some of them voted PNM. I love my show, you know. I love bringing reality to all you know. I love it. That is why it has been like this on my program. Hitting hammer on the nail head. So what Roger is supposed to do now, instead of you join our party, because some of your people vote PNM and some of your people vote UNC. Hey, it's sad, but this is the reality of it. And the 5 trade unionist leaders, the hundreds of thousands that they represent, when they had a whole little march for labor force, some vote PNM, some vote UNC. Think about that. Or let's think about that. So while all thinking about joining the UNC, some of our old people will vote PNM. It's sad, eh? That is the reality. You see, they didn't think about that before. Coalition. Now let me tell you something. For the 5 trade unionist leader, you all have the power sitting in all your hands. You all have the power to the tip of all your fingers. Ansel Roger saying, you know what? The hundreds of thousands of labor workers that I represent, we're going to keep our march. We're going to keep our march. The theme of this march is we fixing TNT. How are we fixing TNT? By protesting for days. Letting Trinidad and Tobago know. Letting the Caribbean know. Letting the world know that the leaders of the trade union is standing up for his hundreds of thousands of workers that are public servants. Some work in the public servant, some work in the private sector. We are representing them as the labor union leader for betterment in our country. Who are we holding responsible? The present administration. You choose to go about it the wrong way. So let me ask you something now. This common sense, common sense. 3 political parties, 5 trade unionists, all collaborate with the UNC. But do you know that the people right among all here, in the midst of these hundreds of thousands of people protesting, you know that some of them vote PNM and some of them vote UNC? Are correct, Navin? Director, correct? So when all these people join UNC now, when the political leader, the 3 political team, and the 5 unions leader join with the UNC, and they'll have members vote PNM, and they'll have members vote UNC. So what are you really doing to the people now? Say something. Say something. What is your people voting? So while the heads and the 3 other political parties side up with the UNC, some of your own members going back to vote PNM, and some of your own members going to vote UNC. You know why? You know why? They like a specific party. Common sense. The 3 political parties together, all I want to fix sufferation. Roger said, is widespread suffering. Widespread suffering. Public suffering. And his pressure concerning suffering. And you want to fix that now by joining that next political party that lost the last election and lost the election before that. Correct? Common sense? Let every leader have it. The thing for all that to do, all they're doing, and trust me, for all I do, take a work. Trust what I am saying. If the 5 trade unionist leader, and you see the political parties that want to collaborate with the UNC and these unions, let me tell you something. All of them, forget the UNC. transition. Forget that political party. The 3 political party and the 5 trade unionists all come together and keep protests. Come together and keep protests. Protests for days. You want to make a change? That is the only solution. In weeks and months gone by, we heard about split in the UNC. We heard members going against members right there. Imagine that, eh? Imagine that. UNC members went against UNC members right there. We saw that about a couple months ago with Parry and Rai Ragbir and some other minister, 1 or 2 other ministers. We saw it. We saw it. Trinidad and Tobago saw it. But the union leaders and political party choose to collaborate. I, Saieed Ali, have nothing against that. You all have your rights. You all have your rights to do what you think is best. But the 5 union leaders, all they ever sit down and ask all themselves, if 5 of you all come together with hundreds of thousands of laborers in Trinidad and Tobago, in the private sector and in the public sector, if you all come together, you think your voice will not be heard? On election day, your second finger, you see that 1 inch in your second finger holds power. Every single person in Trinidad and Tobago over the age of 18, this is your power finger. Every 5 years, it determines who you put and who you didn't put. That is your power finger. What is called the trigger? Trigger finger. Is trigger finger they call it? The trigger finger. The power finger. So I want to ask the leaders, and together with the rest of political parties, that wants to collaborate with the UNC, I have nothing against earlier. Nothing, absolutely nothing. But I want to let him meet. I want to let him meet and ask all yourself, how can we fix Trinidad and Tobago? How can we fix it? UNC lost, how long did UNC lost? 2 times. One when the PNM come into power, first 5 years, and then they lost again when the PNM was re-elected. Look at that. Look at that. But Roger talking about widespread suffering, citing widespread public suffering. How do you fix this suffering? Let me show you a little something. How do police officers in a station in a community, how do they fix crime in the community? How do they fix it? They gather intel, they plan, they execute. Boom, shot. 1 or 2 persons in the community, they're out of the community. And the community will calm down. The older heads will be able to sleep in peace. The villagers will be able to leave their door open and walk to the next neighbor house. You know why? Because the officers that they work in the station to fix the community, rid of crime. 5 trade unionists, 3 political parties, 1 went or is having talks about collaborating with the UNC, who lost the general election twice. Twice. We are going for a short commercial break. When we come back, we're going to hear what the NTA have to say.
of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Realtalk Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Realtalk Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
Become a member of Realtalk Credit Union, now located at number 14 Caroni Savannah Road, Chaguanas. Open a fixed deposit with Realtalk Investments and get 4% on interest with interest payment being paid upfront. Get in contact with us at 238-6716, 231-6219 or 339-1670. Realtalk Credit Union Cooperative Society Limited. Plant a seed today for a better tomorrow. Life throws you a curveball, and you need a clear path forward. Trust Realtalk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Realtalk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Realtalk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery. At Realtalk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the glaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real public concern. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
So Trinidad and Tobago, now listen to this, J-Town, if further question alternatives to have this partnership expressing confidence in the UNC abilities to lead COP intern leader Kirk Sinnett, I hope that is the correct pronunciation, express optimism about the emerging coalition. Good? While National Transformation Alliance NTA leader Gary Griffith stated that he would drink water and mind its business. The NTA was not part of that talk. Trinidad and Tobago, I will leave the rest up to you. But think and observe what I am telling you tonight. So while you're thinking, also think about the record that I have for sale and buy it. So while you're thinking about who will be in power, think about making some money. Like I said, Trinidad and Tobago, this is a piece of investment that you would never go wrong with. Never. Realtalk equipment, perfect truck for doing wrecking work. Bus, maxi, trucks, transporting whatever it is you have to transport on this beautiful wrecker. Also viewers, this wrecker has a crane on it. A crane that you could lift heavy stuff, put it on the truck and transport it. A lot of people asking for it, you know. But everybody wants to pay small money for something that is good, hundreds of thousands. Now, excavator for sale. You're looking to go into the excavator business. This is the perfect excavator for you. Number one, you have your buckets to excavate and swing around. Number two, you have a blade in front that would grade road also. So when you go on a construction site, instead of your boss hire two pieces of equipment, an excavator and a backhoe to grade road, this excavator grading road for you too. Grading road for you too. So instead of charging man 2,500, you could charge man 3,500. You make an extra 1,000 by grading a road. Common sense will teach you that. Well, I guess not much have it. But this is a very, very reliable piece of equipment. You have your excavating buckets, you're digging your drain, your pond, whatever it is, and then you're grading, smoothing, building. To work in one. So instead of you're going to hire an excavator and a backhoe. Just hire the excavator. It's simple. If you wanted to rent to, it's not a problem. We rent in because we have real equipment rental. So before we go on to all these things, viewers, just remember, anybody at US still I buying, you know. I'm telling you, I buying. I not studying FIU director or breaching, you know. Because they carry me in court, I ask them point blank. Can you supply me with the US? No. Can the bank supply me? No. If I need 10,000 US, how would I get that? $200 a week? No, trust me. Trust me. All I got lost. All I got lost. And you know how hard it is to go in that courtroom, confused and ain't no way you're doing? Your mind cloudy? Huh? And now when you thinking walking, and you're going in court, and when the judge asks you, yeah, Mr. Director, state your case. You know what? You get cloudy. You can't even remember why you're there. Allah, don't play wrong me. Don't play wrong me. Let me tell you something. God didn't give me a calling to be a Duncy head man, you know. God didn't bless me with a spiritual gift to not lead, you know. A leader is without fear. He have no fear of what he's coming up against. None. You know why? You know why? He was destined to lead. And somebody like me who doing spirit work, trust me, you can't come in my way and upset me. You cannot come in my way and upset me. You cannot come. I want to play a shot in along my business when you cannot supply me with US, you know. No, know how you're coming around me. I just always tell people that. I just always tell people that. And a new trend I started a couple months ago. When bandit jump my fence, I ain't killing you inside here. No, me are doing that. Because it just caused me to confuffle some individual heads in the courthouse. You know what I'm doing? I'm busting a bullet on you, and I'm letting go my Rottweiler and my Pitbull. Trust me. You're going to meet Jamaica screaming. You know when you hear, you go to them drag racing, and you see this guy speeding, going to turn a corner, and the whole crowd is at the ball, but you're going to meet Jamaica screaming. And then the good mother go come and say now, only kill him and put him inside there. Really? You jump the fence too and see what will happen. Jump the fence too and you will see. I am a leader without fear. That is why I just get things done in Trinidad and Tobago. You see when this mouth open? It is open with power and authority. Trust me, you don't want to cross my path, especially on the bad side, because I will use what God gives me. Caller, good night.
Yes, sir, good night.
Go right ahead, you're live.
Saeed, I'm trying to understand something, but we're talking about they consider the union leaders and thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're saying is if they come together, they have a collective amount of power in the country. That's all? That they could probably force change, some sort of change in the country. That's all?
What kind of change that will cause? Tell me.
Well, I know that. Well, that's what I kind of grasping from we're talking about now.
If the trade unionists together with three political parties who just sprung up a couple of months ago, joined the UNC, didn't the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago put the PNM there?
Yeah.
So who they expecting now to remove PNM? The UNC?
No, well, the thing is, right? The thing is, where people now understanding with the trade union, especially Ansel Roger, is the fact that he had power when Petrotrin was running. Petrotrin not running no more.
Thank you.
So nobody not taking me on again.
Thank you.
And the $1 million question I want to ask tonight is, if all the trade unions have all this power, right? Why they didn't come out and march when the government wanted to close down the refinery? Why
They didn't want to. They didn't want to.
Exactly. Because, and let me tell you, this is my personal opinion. This is not the views I read talk. This is my personal opinion. My personal opinion is that the same union leader make a deal with the government to get the refinery from the government. And then the government turned their back on them. That's why they didn't come out and grind the country to a halt. And then the government turned their back on them, so things get sour now. But you can remember, before 2015, that same union leader was dragging a mannequin in tongue with Kamla name on it. You can remember that?
Kola, thank you.
You can remember that? Right, and now he's still standing up next to she. I want to put she back in power to do what? To give people the 15% that Rowley didn't want to give them for the last 10 years. Let me tell you something, sorry, before I go. People expecting the UNC to come into power and wave a magic wand
And get it done.
Give them everything they want in 3 months. When Rowley didn't want to give it in 10 years.
Correct.
People need to understand what is going on in this country. I ain't saying that the UNC wouldn't run the country better, but they can't do better than the PNM right now, because the PNM leaves everything shattered right now in the country. And people are trying to get by, to try and get ends, to make ends meet right now. So I don't see how it is the UNC could save the whole country now. It's not making sense. And before I go aside, one more thing, right?
Tell me.
I passed by Shoguna's police station today, right? And I see the building where it was allocated for the Shoguna's library that was under the People's Partnership government, right?
Stand still.
What happened to that building?
Stand
the
still.
Building already up. Why the PNM couldn't finish it? They rather go in La Hoqueta and start a building from scratch that cost $43 million when they have a building standing in Shoguna's and they don't want to finish it. Why they don't want to finish it? Because only East Kenya live in Shoguna's. Anyhow, you enjoy your night side.
Thank you, my friend. So Trinidad and Tobago, we have a few minutes, but I saw a video on Facebook and it drew my attention. I want you to look at it. And you will have 5 minutes to call in to let me know what you think about this school party with little children. I had to say little children, kiddies in it. Listen to the video, look at it, listen to the song. Run the director. And Tobago. That was a song. Now listen to me clearly. I have nothing against the artists. They sing their song, they make their money. They sang their song, they make their money, local and foreign. That was our school party. School party, eh? School party. School party. When I look at the raw footage, I believe, to be honest, kids were probably under 9 years old. 9 years old. And I don't know if someone requested that song, but your man and your man and your man and your man to play for these kids and them in our school. Run it one more time. I want Trinidad and Tobago to see. Trinidad and Tobago, what do you think about that? I believe it's a school party. You have your kids. Do you think that song is appropriate? It's the Christmas season. You keep a Christmas get together with kiddies. Maybe the DJ got a request from somebody to play that song with your man and your man and your man for kiddies to wine and dance with. Let me tell you something. It is a disgrace. A disgrace. As I say, the artists sang their song, they make their money. They probably vacation in some other country or making money in another country. The DJ got hired to play music. I don't know if he got a request from someone to play this song where the song was saying your man and your man and your man and your man and your man. And we have kiddies whining down in this school. Leave that for out of the school, not in the school. Kiddies. But when we have 15-year-old with a gun now, we want to know where it come from. This is Christmas time. Parang, Christmas carol, Christmas songs. The perfect song for all you to play is your man and your man and your man, and have kiddies whining back. 10 years from now, ask yourself what them same kids will be. When they hear 13-year-old raping, when they hear 14-year-old have a gun, ask yourself where it started from. School is about education. Not going to wind back on a song where they call your man and your man and your man. No, leave that for carnival. Leave that for the party. Leave that for the street parade. But we going to get more info from it. We going to get more info on it from that Monday, Tuesday, over the weekend. We going to get info. But the DJ and all could have better sense. Even though you got a request for that song. I have a director who's a DJ. Flex. And I could guarantee you, on national television, if somebody come and request your man and your man to play for kids in our school, Flex will not play that. He would not play that. So viewers, it is time where I must say good night to you, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. Remember, it's Friday, designate a driver. Until we meet again, enjoy the weekend.